Hello. I'm so excited today because today we'll be making this corset. We'll be drafting a pattern on how to make this corset. Like, I'm so excited. I know you are too. I'm so excited. Please, if this is the first time of coming or viewing on my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for subscribing already. So today I'll be explaining how I got to this place. This is just basic pattern. I'll be explaining what I did here. My dart swinches by the side, connecting my shoulder dart to the bust, the 1/2 inch from the bust point down to the under bust. That's just what you are saying here. So the first thing to do is to know how much you want to cover up. You want to cover up your corset. That will count. But first I'll be tightening the underbust. I'll be doing the underbust tightening, and that is going in 1/2 inch from the line, the already that you have draft out already. It's just going in by 1/2 inch, and I'm using my armhole curve to curve. That is to connect my bust point to my underbust. That is the new legs that I made for my underbust. I'm connecting the lines from my underbust to my bust points. So that's what I'm doing. You see me doing. So the thing now is that you have to be careful not to, because I was so careful here, because it's not this armhole curve that I was supposed to use, but because at this point this is what I have, so I have to improvise. So you have to be careful connecting it so that you don't have your corset looking somehow. So now I went up by 3.5 inches because I want my corset to be able to cover my cleavage, and I don't want to a situation whereby after sewing the corset my bust will be coming out. No, so I don't want my body to be showing. So I'll be going up by 3.5 inches. It depends. I'm not busty, but you can still go up by 4 inches. It depends on, it's up to you. So that 3.5 inches line, I'm going to be doing upper bust tightening. I'll be doing a video on how to tightening your upper bust. So what I'll be doing is to go in by 1 inch on both sides, 1 inch on both sides. That is in between that line that came from the shoulder down to the bust point. I'll be going in by 1 inch. So that 1 inch I'll be going in now. I'll be determining how, because I don't, this is a full bodice and this is like my blouse length, so I don't want to have a corset that will cover me to my blouse length. No. So what I did was measure from my half length down to where I wanted to stop, and the place what I measured is 4.5 inches from my waistline down to where, that is, if your half length is 17 plus 4.5, that is like 21.5 or 20.5. I can't remember, but what I added here is 4.5 inches from my half length. So what I'll be doing now is to curve my my cup. There is a gauge for this thing. The gauge is 1.25 or 1 inch, it depends. But what I did is 1.25. So I'll be going in. Remember that you are not doing this 1.25 from the edge of the of your pattern paper, but from that half length. You are saying that half length that I came out from, that is where you're going to start your 1.25 inches. So after seeing that, I did that with my pencil to be sure that it is what I want. And once I finalize that, it's looking like what as you can see now, the cup is coming out. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to measure from your center bust to the gauge to use and measure this is your bra wire. You measure from your center of your bust to wherever your bra wire stopped. So what I'll be doing is to slash my waist slash it open so that I can be able to fold the side bust, the side dart, the side dart, I can be able to fold it and do the manipulation that I have to do right now. So after doing that, after folding it, I will be going in with my armhole curve. As you can see, I'm marking my 8 inches so that I can be able to not to exceed that 8 inches, because there's some people that when you see their corset is either it's too big for their bust or too small for their bust. So this is me making sure that I did not exceed that 8 inches and I did not reduce that 8 inches. So this is what it's looking like already. As you can see, the curve is coming out small, and I'm trying to tape it. So this is me trying to tape it down so that I can stay in one place. So trying to retrace my lines to make sure that it's visible for you to see what I have done. So after that, I'll be closing the upper bust. That is the upper bust tightening that I have already did. I'll be closing the dart. That is, I'll be bringing that 1 inch that I marked out. I'll bringing it together. That is to close the upper bust tightening. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, to close the upper bust tightening. So when you are doing this thing, be careful not to exceed that 1.5. As you can see, the place that I marked my pin was still showing. So after doing that, making sure that I have closed the dart, what I will now be doing is to mark to style my cup. I think the only thing you need to do is to connect from the 1/2 inch that you are seeing to that point where the 3.5 inch met. That is 3.5 inch from the bust point up met. Then connect it to your armhole, where your armhole stopped. So that's the 3 dots that you'll be connecting. But it's up to you to style as you like. You can style even lower than that. You can style even higher than that. As you can see, I didn't like the lines. I didn't like how the line was looking. So I have to clean it with an eraser and retrace the line to look like what I want it to look like. So it's up to you. Like I said, it's up to you to know how to. But if you want to if your corset is a tube corset that is not going to have any sleeve, no yoke, you can do exactly what I'm doing, because that's what I did. But if your corset will come with a yoke, I might be doing a video later on how to attach your yoke to your corset, to know the measurement to use, to know what to reduce, to know what to remove. I'll be doing it later on. But now we are doing tube corset. But I think if you can do tube corset, you can do corset with yoke. So now I'll be styling my cup. What I did was go down by I removed the back pattern because it was kind of like obstructing me from reaching what I'm doing. So what I did was I went down by 2 inches by the side, because I like doing 2 inches, and center I did 1.5. Do you know the reason why I did this? Because when you are trying to stitch your patterns together, that is when you have cut on fabric and want to start sewing, at least when you see where is 1.5, you know that's going for the center, and where is 2 inches is going for the side. So the center is 1.5 inches and the side is 2 inches. This is what it's looking like. So when you open up your shoulder dart and you see that the lines did not connect well, the only thing that you need to do is just to straighten it. So this is what it's looking like after I was done. So I will start cutting. But one thing you have to note is that this can be tricky, but those places I'm notching or I'm trying to notch is places I'm going to cut through. So I forgot something. I need to label. It's very important to label your pattern. Very, very important. I almost forgot, but I remembered. So It's very, very important for you to label your pattern so you don't miss your patterns. You don't is This can be so tricky. If you don't label it, before you know it, you are gone. So this is me. I've got the patterns finished, and this is what it's looking like when I was done cutting. And as you can see, the back pattern, I also went ahead to cut the back pattern. The only thing I did was just to cut through the darts and reduce the back to the length that I want it to look like. As you can see, my cup is already looking like it's giving you form instead of looking V, or some you will see their corset is not looking straight, or I don't know. But as you can see, okay, this is the upper part that I cut out, so I was trying to fix it together, and I was looking for the right part so that I would not mix it, and I already did this. See what it's looking like. So my lovelies, please, if this is your first time, please subscribe. We have a upcoming class for this corset, detailed class for this corset. So you can just drop a comment if you're interested, and I'll send you a message. Thank you. See you next